Aloha, everyone. This is Pastor Joshua Schneider. Again, I've been a while since I've done any midweek encouragement videos, and I just was reflecting as I was preparing for next Sunday about the way that the Bible deals with our human history. The fact that uh, some very gruesome scenes, maybe even some obscene scenes or embarrassing scenes are left in the Bible, in the account of our history. And I think that's quite significant, especially in the light of our current cultural context in America and where we are with how we are at war with our history. And I mean that in the sense of we struggle with the racial history of America, with past sins, what's often referred to as the original sin, slavery, the American founding, and up until the Civil War, and then the legacy up until the Civil Rights era. And it's interesting because uh, what does it mean to be at war with your history? Maybe it's to be at war with the perceived legacy of where you have. And I think that creates something of an identity crisis, and that's something that we're facing right now as a nation. But uh, it raises the questions of who are we if this is where we have come from? And how, as a healthier way of dealing with this, my question is how can we make peace with our history without assuming a position of arrogance toward the past, without airbrushing away the bad parts of history or forgetting the history, not teaching the history. And if we look arrogantly with our modern sensibilities on those of past times, then are we not to expect that future generations will look arrogantly upon us with the same sort of disdain? And in the light of all those thoughts, I really like what Tim Scott, senator, spoke recently, and not in reference to his political affiliation, but for the truth of what his statement was, alluding to slavery and its history in America. Scott said this. He said, "Original sin is never the end of the story, not in our souls and not for our nation. The real story is always redemption." And I love that because redemption does not deny our history. It does not airbrush it, does not erase the fact that we have done sinful things in the past, but it redeems us. Forgiveness of sins redeems our souls to be freed from the sins of the past so that we can live into a future of loving our neighbor as ourself and loving as Christ loved us. And I think that's so important for the healing of our country and just in the daily walk as Christians, that we understand and relate positively to our past, even if there may be significant negative things in our own history. History is a stubborn thing. It does not change for us. It will not change for us. But we can only make peace with it and come forward out of it with lessons that can be gained to improve and guide our future toward, hopefully, toward God's love, His grace, and His true aspirations for humanity to love each other as ourselves.